a man from the heart of Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final episode of Shot from the Point Live, the most badass hockey podcast in all the known land, and with the last 3 years of tradition. Right after the Stanley Cup is awarded, we go right on. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Kings. They have defeated the Rangers in 5 games in what could be called maybe not a classic series, but quite possibly the most heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, cardiac time, take your pills, Grandpa, overtime that I've probably seen in the last 10 to 15 years. With me for our final episode is none other than from the dirtiest of dirty, filthy, rotten, stinking New Jersey, legendary Jake Link, and with him, and I'll close it. I'm already getting yelled at. And with none other than Boston Troy. How are you doing, buddy?
What up?
Yeah, what's happening?
I'm doing pretty good, but the real question is, how are you, my friend?
I'll explain this in a minute, but I want you to give me your take, Troy, on the series. Go right ahead.
I think the better team came out on top. I think LA outplayed New York the entire series, and it ended the way it should have.
Mr. Legendary Jake, how are you seeing this series?
Is this the last show because you're going to commit suicide?
No, it's the last show of the season, Goopy.
Yeah.
It's the last show of the season.
Tommy's going to tie a noose with his Gretzky jersey.
I got my jersey on my back right now, and that'll lead me into my things. First of all, foremost,
but about the game, I mean, the better team won. I think there was some bad breaks, and nothing you could do.
No, I would agree. I would
nothing
totally...
you could do. Some bad breaks. So, even the Rangers had their breaks, like the last game.
Sure, absolutely.
The game could have been over. The series could have been over the last game.
No, very, very easily. I mean, this easily could have drawn out without a blown call, but they blew a call, and that's going to happen. The refs. I think Mike Milbury hit it correctly. The refs did not have a wonderful, at least a cup final, from my perspective.
I'll tell you one thing.
What's that?
The Ranger bashing from Rangers fans is going like crazy on Facebook.
Oh, who cares?
I saw. Well, this is the first time the refs are going to get their name on the cup. Lundqvist needs a better team in front of him. Because you just made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. These people.
I think. All that's irrelevant.
I'm waiting for the trade Lundqvist talks.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's coming down the pipe. He'll be up on Puck Daddy soon enough.
Yeah, trade Lundqvist. Well, Puck Daddy not so much, but those goofs on WFAN in New York for sure. All right, here's my take on the series, boys. First, on the Los Angeles Kings. What a spectacular hockey team. A team that is probably not riddled with tons and tons of talent, but they really, I mean, they're experiencing, they're coaching, they're always able to, they're really always able to find ways to victory. Their goaltender, Jonathan Quick, who could not be beaten without traffic in front of him. I mean, did you see this guy give up a slap shot the whole series? Guys like Toffoli, Jared Stoll, and of course Drew Doughty, who I actually think maybe should have been the MVP, and Justin Williams as well. We don't have a great amount of talent, but we do have depth, and that depth, all these guys there's so many clutch performances on this team, and yes, even with the breaks the Rangers did have opportunities to come back in this series. They got 2 horrible breaks. Arguably 2 horrible breaks. I've kind of changed my mind about that as time's gone on. I think you can make the, of course, what will always be remembered, of course, is the goalie interference on Henrik Lundqvist. But honestly, I think if you break it down like me and Troy did on Xbox, you could really make the call either way. I don't think it was as clear-cut as everybody thinks, but I think you could honestly make a strong argument either way. That being said, the Rangers had power plays. They had opportunities. They had opportunities in this overtime. They had tons of chances to get back in this game. But here's the good news, Ranger fans. This team is very young. Their goalie is a veteran, but we could have him for another 10 years. He is proven without a doubt that he is ready for this cup. It wasn't this year because of the team they were going up against, and barring some incredibly stupid moves by upper management in the New York Rangers, the Rangers are going to be fine. Hold your heads up. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Now, the Stanley Cup was given to another team once before in my lifetime when I was very little in Montreal, where Montreal swept the New York Rangers, the famous John Davidson team. But this team is so much better than that team and so much younger and has so much talent and so much speed. Could you have said this and felt this way maybe after 2012, but not after last year? Now, there's going to be some people moving out, but I don't know how you can take this as a negative. We shouldn't have been there, and we found ways to win. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. And look at the other side of the ice. I mean, I heard Justin Williams say that the Rangers are a hell of a hockey team, and I think he absolutely meant it. It was not some bullshit. They had to work hard. They had to find those special ways to win to beat the New York Rangers. So if I'm a Ranger fan right now, I'm very happy. I think that's great. That being said, congratulations to the champions. This is well-deserved, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Am I wrong about anything? Am I off? Troy will probably tell me I'm off on something.
I wouldn't say if you're a Rangers fan, be happy. I would say be hopeful. You're right. So they're able to look into the future, but let's not say be happy.
I disagree because I think...
I agree with Troy.
No, I disagree with you both, and I'll tell you why. Because this team was not ready. And we have an opportunity to become one of the elite teams in the league, especially when the East is just basically Boston, an aging Boston Bruins. Key players from the Boston Bruins are aging, as far as Zdeno Chara goes. Seidenberg, the heart of their defense, was hurt most of the year. The Pittsburgh Penguins are in disarray. And most of the hockey community believes that their recent change in general manager might be disastrous. This is a real opportunity for a very young team. Will it be a dynasty? Is that set in stone? No, but I don't think it's unreasonable to see the Rangers in the Stanley Cup the next 2 years. They have a chance to become an elite team, and that's why I think you should hold your head up. They got beat by a better team. Yes, there were some bad calls that went against them. Absolutely. This should have went at least 6. But to be perfectly honest with you, it was sometime during the first overtime that I realized even if the Rangers win this game, they're not going to beat them, not with playing this many periods. Those guys looked exhausted, both of them. And I think that's a testament to the Kings who won. They were able to just, pull it out. That being said, too, Henrik Lundqvist, let me ask you something. I thought it might happen, but I didn't think he had enough wins. Did you actually think there might have been a possibility that Henrik Lundqvist could have actually walked away with the Conn Smythe?
No.
Not at all. What about you, Troy?
No.
No,
0% chance.
0% chance? I mean, Jake said it before in the last game.
You cannot win one game in the Stanley Cup final and get a trophy. Well,
I will say this. I think Troy's absolutely 100% correct, but here's what I will say. The Rangers... Henrik Lundqvist probably got as close as you could get with touching that award with winning one game, and that's really impressive.
I really thought the Conn Smythe should have gone to that left post. I mean, 6 saves in overtime by that post, I'll tell you. He's got a bright future.
Who, the post?
There's the steel, the post. Iron will.
Well, I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, it was absolutely an incredible overtime. I don't really have a good word to say anything different than that. The overtime was spectacular. It was everything you'd ever want. I wrote it, if I can't sell you this game right now after watching that, soccer's really for you. Soccer's really for you. Hey, Callers?
I'll tell you, my real concept pick, I would have gone Jeff Carter. And that guy was everywhere in this series. Every time
I would have went Gabrick.
Gabrick, I was wondering why Gabrick didn't. He scored some serious clutch goals in this series. I was a little surprised that Williams. It did kind of throw me for a little bit that Williams got it. I might have.
Yeah.
Where Gabrick
is when they said he scored the most in the finals, I was like Gabrick, and then I was like the Justin Williams. I'm like,
but he also scored clutch goals, and not just in this series. Now that I'm thinking about it,
it should be the player who's performed the best throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with Gabrick is Ranger fans know this, that he's hot and cold. Thank God he didn't score the overtime goal. That
would have been perfect.
I know. I thought about that. Believe me.
You know what? The fact that we all have a different idea, it just points to the kind of team that Los Angeles is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their first I think it was their first 11 goals in the series were scored by 11 different people. They're just that kind of team. I mean, they don't have the one big superstar.
I hate to interrupt you, but callers,
committee.
I hate to interrupt you, Troy, but callers, I know you're trying to get in. I just want to discuss the way the game goes, and I will absolutely more than welcome take your opinions for as long as I possibly can do it. Again, if you haven't heard, the Los Angeles Kings have won the Stanley Cup with an epic double overtime goal by Justin. It was Justin Williams, right?
No, Martinez.
I'm sorry, Martinez scored it.
Yep.
Martinez, yeah.
I got Williams to score.
I'll tell you, I saw that coming too.
Yeah.
When you look at them, LA, man, they were fucking cerebral when it got towards the end. They had 3 odd man rushes. They had the 3-on-2, 3 rushes in a row. When they came in that third time, you looked at the setup. I was like, they're looking for the rebound. That was a set play. They were looking for that the entire time. They figured out the Rangers' D plan, and they just exploited it. Man, they deserved it.
I see the Kings as a modified, for this era. I see them as like a modified New Jersey of the 90s. They play with the defense. They have a great goalie. That nobody's like a true definitive star on the team. It's a workhorse. Just everybody has a role type of team. And
they're a little faster. They're a little faster than some of those.
A little bit faster, yeah.
They're a little fast, but I think that has more to do with the way the game's changed over the last 10 years than anything else. I think that's I think that's an excellent comparison. But I wouldn't go as far as that they're a trapping team. I think that's one of the keys. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm not talking about the trap because the trap's pretty much dead.
Yeah, the traps, but I mean, you could still trap. You could still clock the neutral zone.
That's what everyone thinks when you say 90s New Jersey. You think
that's
trap.
True.
That was that team's identity. I wouldn't say that was so much here, New York-wise. But they're built similar. But yeah, game style's a bit different.
There is some similarities, but one of the things, and this would go back to like a Scott Stevens, Scott Niedermayer, New Jersey Devils team. One of the major reasons that this probably, I wouldn't say it was overlooked, but it was under talked about, is the Kings' incredible ability to limit the Rangers' shots and just limit. And it's not all with trapping and clogging the neutral zone. They're able to do it defensively, and what have you. Now, that being said...
you want to talk about the most clutch aspect of that game, the thick shot block by Slava Voinov on Rick Nash.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rick Nash is finally like, I'm going to be the hero. And 2 inches of graphite, and changes that game. Slava Voinov, almost give him something. Give him a raise for that fucking one block, I'll tell you.
Again, I guess we could go on about the Kings all night. The only thing I also wanted to say,
they won the Stanley Cup. I think it's appropriate to do so.
Yeah, well, I think I've been pretty good so far. I think I've been okay about this so far, Troy. Give me a break here. Another thing I want to talk.
I will break you.
No, you won't. You can't.
I live across the street from some diehard Rangers fans. Should I go knock on their door right now and ask if they're okay?
Actually, if you do that, record it, and then I'll put the
an air
beating
horn?
up online.
I wish I had a Kings jersey.
I'm thinking about, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think that you're absolutely correct. I mean, Gabby probably deserved this one. It is a little strange. Maybe because he's not a leader on the team. And that's another thing I want to point out. Dustin Brown was pretty much invisible through a lot of the playoffs. He was not a huge factor in the series. He scored one key goal in the last game that they ended up losing. Dustin Brown, who was the key factor, I think, in the 2012. Dustin really wasn't. I wonder if he was hurt or something, because I do have a lot of faith in his leadership.
I think in the beginning series, in the beginning rounds, he was hurt.
He was hurt. Okay. All right.
I think it was a shoulder injury. I think I remember hearing something.
All right, folks. I'd like to take calls if you want. I've been more than happy to do that. First thing I'm going to put on old DB Cooper, who called in last time. Let's see if I can call him up. I know he was trying to get through. Let's see if I can get some of your opinions. You're more than welcome to call, but you got to do it on Skype and username shotfromthepoint. Username shotfromthepoint. We'll be happy to put you on. We'll be real happy to put you on and just get your thoughts on the games and what have you. But Mr. DB Cooper, you there? This guy, I don't know if you guys listened to Monetize this the other day, but he had an epic call. I highly recommend you check it out. Going once, going twice, 3 times, you're out. Call back.
DB Cooper disappears again.
DB Cooper, biggity bounced, big time. But and then Abby, feel free to jump back on. I would appreciate it. Let's see if I can.
A girl?
What's that?
A girl?
We got like 3 of people of the female persuasion that joined just tonight on the Shot from the Point Facebook
Allegedly.
site. What's that? I could prove it.
Allegedly.
I could prove it.
They're all my
I could prove it. What
Took a
happened?
look under the bonnet, did you?
What's that?
Nothing.
Is anybody taking bets on if Los Angeles is going to turn over cars and shit over hockey? Because I mean, they do it, and the Lakers win. I was actually kind of wondering if that was.
I don't think they care that much. It's just it's going to be a big party.
It's going to be a
Yeah,
I still
Tommy, you got to think of the fan bases here: basketball, versus hockey.
What are you getting at, Troy? We all know who was writing
less violent people.
Yeah, well, in LA,
we all know who was writing them those
Canadians.
tweets.
I was actually going to try to put John. I know he tried to call in before, but they all tried to call in at once before I did the thing. I should have locked it up, and now everybody's probably pissed off that they didn't get through.
Lock it up.
Hey, Mr. John Freeman, you there?
How's it going?
John Freeman of JohnFreemanMusic.com. He does all our music and what have you. He's been a real key player, a real key point man for our broadcast. Right now, we probably have the biggest audience live that we've ever had. I really recommend highly that you check with John Freeman. But John, I know you're like this, you're a quasi hockey fan. You're kind of a Devil and a Ranger fan, which is a completely rare breed. How do you feel about tonight's result?
It's hard to be upset, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the games are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you going to do? I mean, as a guy that doesn't know that much about hockey, I just really enjoyed the whole series.
Yeah, if you can't get into it now, you never will.
That's like my brother, who knows nothing about hockey. Like, I watch the games, and he's like a fan now, and I kind of feel bad because I don't know how he could watch that and
Yeah, he's gonna see the regular season next year and be like, what the F,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that last 2 goals, the last 2 overtimes were so good.
Yeah,
They
were pretty spectacular.
That was
Jake,
some exciting hockey. It's
it
a lot
was
more up and down than you usually see.
It was. And like I said, when they're going into second overtime and it looked like third, it's like, and I'm thinking to myself, if the Rangers, if that penalty hadn't called, they win this 2-1. I think they have a shot. I think they're back in the series. And I really do believe that. If it went into
the third, I was probably going to text you and say, listen,
yeah,
going to bed. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. After we got to that point, I started to think, but you know what? With all these periods, they're not going to beat Los Angeles the next 2 days. I think they had an outside shot, and I think the ref kind of gave it away. I mean, there were, issues with the and I look, I'm not one of these blowhard assholes. I'll repeat it again. Our refs are the best. They had a bad final. It's true.
You talking about that tripping call?
What's that?
You talking about that tripping call?
Yes.
I can understand the complaint, but here's the thing: the ref has to make that call, and I'll tell you why.
On the offender, that's the problem.
And here's why: because Zuccarello is the only one skating. The D guy's standing still. Zuccarello skated into him. You can argue he planted his leg and stuck his leg out a little bit.
I wouldn't say a little bit.
He's not moving, and Zuccarello is. That's the way the call goes.
All right. Hey, listen, I guess, John, you're off. You left? He just jumped off. John, thanks for calling in. Please check out this ad right now. Look at it. It's JohnFreemanMusic.com. John Freeman Music. He's been with us from the very beginning. He's a childhood friend of mine. He's done a spectacular job. We just lost contact with him. And maybe we'll make him a full-time hockey fan come this time next year. But he's check it out, JohnFreemanMusic.com.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a badass. He is a badass.
Captain Big Ones just said, "Fuck your face."
Why don't Captain Big Ones come in and call in?
He should.
He's such a tough guy. Tough guy. That's again. If you want to get your comments, this is it. We're done after this. This is our final episode of Shot from the Point Live, which is usually a lot different. So we're just going to take as many calls as we can, and we're going to. I'd like to hear your opinions because there's not much to talk about, but we will have some things going on in the summer, and I will let you know that before we check out. So yeah, do you guys got anything else? Or you think we may have covered it all?
I think it was a good season, good NHL season, good
excellent NHL season. We should talk about that. Our memories, really. What moment kind of sticks out for you this season?
The moment, I think Teemu Selanne, leaving. Obviously for me personally, Martin Brodeur in that last game, walking off the ice,
a winner. That was
yeah. He won. He did win, and against Boston.
Mm-hmm. And that was a good victory. Joe Cronin, the Joe Cronin Show, wrestling man extraordinaire. Are you there?
Hello, folks.
Hey, what's happening, Joe? I'm kind of in the same position you were on this show live last year, if you haven't noticed.
I noticed that. It's a good time right now. This is your hot. I mean, this is supposed to be how it is. This is your hot moment. This is the hottest anybody's gonna be to jump on and talk about hockey. Really, unless the ice melts during a game or something. But
or slows the puck up right before.
If you're a hockey fan tonight, and I was pulling for the Rangers tonight because not only because I was kind of pulling for them anyway because I really started to love their never give up attitude that they had, but if you're a hockey fan, this was awesome. If you had no stake in this at all, it was awesome, dude. It was just semen all over the place tonight. It was just fantastic to watch. I'm so happy. I don't know about this game. I mean, if you never watch, what I start to think about is all the people who may have tuned into this tonight who aren't hockey fans yet. Younger kids, usually like I was when I first saw a hockey game around, just like this. And I said, I never watch hockey, this sport, hockey. And I always think about tooths being broken and fighting and stuff like that.
Sure.
You happen to catch one of those games like this, and that's what hooks you, and you start to realize what the sport really is. And that's when after that, you can't stop telling people, you don't understand, you got to see this game, and everyone else thinks you're crazy because they didn't come in on the moment you did.
Well, I don't think the state of the game has ever been. They're able to get it more so. I mean, they tried so hard in the '90s to do this to kind of get it to a different audience. I got to be honest with you. If you can't enjoy that as a sportsman, now let's forget if you're a hockey fan. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like what you just said, I don't know what to tell you. If this game's not for you, and the best thing about this game is there's so much around it. There's inline hockey clubs. There's your favorite team. There's the fantasy stuff that we did. We just had a club. There's this show. There's a million shows like this. There's so many ways to kind of be involved with actually putting your foot in the ice. And you could do what Troy did. He didn't grow up as a hockey guy, and he's busting his ass trying to get on the ice to teach himself how to skate. And he's damn near 30 years old. There's so much a part of this game. There's so much wonderful about this game. And people ask me, well, why do you try to do a comedy show with hockey? I was like, because I think it'd work. I think this it is kind of a wacky game too. It's
really
exciting.
Works. It doesn't work. It might not work with basketball.
No, can you imagine that? Where you have to take yourself serious all the time?
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, you think about all these leagues all over the world. They just do ridiculous things, And the NHL too. I mean, the NHL is the fourth sport of in America.
Yeah, sure.
It's safe to say it's the out of the top four, it is number 4. So you got to see the little silly things for it to get noticed, and
Sure. Sure. I mean, it's
players got to be a little bit more tough because of that. You have John Tavares taking out a tooth and handing it to the guy, and then fucking going back out to play.
That's great.
The goal scored tonight. I thought Lundqvist was sunk so far down. I thought he might go inside the ice.
Ugh. You couldn't be happier with the way he played. I think I just lost.
Troy, you
Yeah,
lost
I
me
think I
before
lost Troy.
too.
What's that? I lost
You
you
know
before
what's funny?
too.
Did you see the Onion article that I posted?
Oh, Lundqvist got to contribute more on offense.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Hey, I think that should have been, I don't know, Richards and maybe Richards and what's fucking Nash. That's another story. I don't know if I want to talk negative today. I'm just not in the mood for it. I mean, usually we do a lot. We're a little snarkier
Just enjoy.
than this.
You know, you won the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
You get the banner up and all that stuff. You know.
Mhm.
And just enjoy it. Get your Eastern Conference shirt.
Sure.
Wear it proudly. I wear mine proudly.
Sure.
All of them.
Nothing to be ashamed. No shame in your game, New York Rangers. And congratulations, LA Kings. This is to be happy. I remember how classy Joe Cronin was, who's on with us right now. How he was last year. Then we had Dave Van Cura on, and he was he just watched the Stanley Cup kind of stripped away from him in under 2 minutes. I just don't think there's a bad thing here.
That was a good series last year.
I mean, I suppose it's a bad thing if they don't make the playoffs next year. Then that's really what would hurt me. Not losing this game, not losing to this great team. Look at all the Stanley Cup experience. This is not. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. Being a hockey fan and building a great team, and considering how poorly the Rangers are run by Dolan and Slater, it's amazing we got there. It's a testament to the team. It's a testament to Lane Vigneault, and we'll leave it at that. Again. We are taking Skype calls. We were getting a bunch in the beginning, but I was not ready to take them. I want to talk the games. I know you guys are out there. Right now we got 19. It's our biggest audience ever. Feel free to comment below. Let us know when you feel. I want to hear you. Hey, you bitch Black Mamba. You want to come and fuck with me? You call me up. I know you're happy. I'm happy for your team. But I got no shame. I'm wearing my Ranger jersey today. That's what I'm doing. So you call me. I'm not eating my own shit. Why don't you go turn over a car in Los Angeles over there, you nut? Yeah. Why don't you turn your car over?
I just don't believe Kings fans are actually Kings fans in Los Angeles.
No, that's not true as much anymore. First of all, that's a hard. Troy pointed this out before. That's a hard place to go into. That's a really hard place to go into now.
So?
It's not what it was. It's not what it was even when Gretzky was there. That's a real hockey team. And as the great Jersey Jason Lech pointed out, it's not. It's a real hockey city when they boo Gary Bettman giving away the cup.
Yeah, they didn't boo him tonight.
They did. I heard him.
They did.
They did. It wasn't
really? I
thundering
said out loud. I said, "Oh, he's not really getting booed tonight, like he would."
Yeah, you
well,
think.
it's hard to boo him and the Stanley Cup all at the same time.
You know what it is? That's what it is. That's the missing link.
Gary Bettman should just always walk around with the Stanley Cup no matter where he goes.
They booed him hardcore in Vancouver, but the Bruins won the cup in Vancouver. That's what it was. And there was another year where someone else won and they were away. So that's what I'm thinking of. I'm wrong. It was a hell of a boo for a city who just won a Stanley Cup. So even the 40% of people that booed him, that's pretty loud when you just won the cup.
I was trying to get Troy back on if he wants.
I mean, Charles Manson could come out and present the cup. I feel like they wouldn't boo him as much as Gary Bettman.
Jeez.
Like here he's back, everyone.
Oh Jesus! I can't get Troy back on for some reason. It's fucking ridiculous.
He's a pussy.
I don't know. I don't think he quit out of me. I think it was his phone. His phone was acting. His phone was acting goofy, and then now I don't have his phone in front of me, and what have you. All right, let's go back over here. Like, what's your favorite moments? So we talked about it before. I guess like I said, call in now, you jokers. Call in now.
My favorite moment was watching Lundqvist cry on the ice today. So
that was Troy's as well, I think. Mine was not. I felt bad because Lundqvist really, man, he was just so good. He was all over the place. Some would say he wasn't because of so many posts, but same with Quick. I mean, they both got lucky. They both made phenomenal saves. The shit was hitting the fan at those goalies tonight, man. Those guys were seeing some crazy stuff. The big moment that sticks out in my mind is that Nash off the stick of
Vlarnov with that unbelievable play. I mean, you couldn't notice that. You couldn't see how brilliant that was in real time. You really had to see that in slow motion because it was nothing short of brilliant. And what have you.
There was a lot of moments. I mean, just huge moments that you would expect in a good Stanley Cup final. And I don't give a damn about soccer right now. Fucking.
Fuck. What's going on, Brandon? I think I got you there, Jake?
Hello?
I lost everybody. Hey, Brandon, call me right back, all right?
Hello, you hear me? No?
Yeah. Call me right back. I'm having a problem here.
All right.
Call me right back. All right, I'm having that stupid call on hold thing. Unbelievable. Answer, Jake Link. Answer with video. I don't know. I'm having a little problem here. All right, everybody's getting called. Hey, can you hear me? Who can hear me and who can't?
I'm here.
All right, Jake. Joe, you there? Trying to call. Brandon, you there? We had a very similar thing happen. The same problem that Joe Cronin's been having on his show seems to have happened again, which I don't necessarily understand. There goes Joe. Man. Yeah, it's a weird thing where they're putting everybody on hold. And, okay, Josh, what about you? Send call back in.
Troy just messaged me.
What did he say?
Did I get put on hold or something?
I don't know. Anything. I think actually Skype's because this one might have been my fault, but the others. I watched Troy go. I just watched him go offline, so I'm not really sure. I want to get Brendan on. I know he wants to talk, real bad, but I can't. Brendan, you there?
Yeah, hello?
What are you swimming in a toilet bowl over there? Congratulations to your team, buddy. Can you hear me, you goofball?
I don't know how to use this shit.
No, I can see that. Congratulations to your hockey team.
I feel like I'm teaching my mom how to use Skype right now.
I don't know how to use this.
No, because I hear you, but it's going low, then high.
It's going low and high? Maybe it's a bandwidth issue. Hey, I'm going to talk to you. Congratulations. Congratulations to your hockey team. Congratulations. You hear me?
Yeah.
Good.
Is this Black Mamba?
Yeah, it's Black Mama.
Hey, Jake Link.
Jake Link.
There we go.
I want to get to somewhere where Jake Link, what he talked about.
What did you say?
Hard. It's hard to be a diehard hockey fan when you're in Los Angeles because it's true. So many other teams in here to cheer for. Like I've never seen hockey till 2012 when they won because I've never been interested in it.
Really?
And my friend just showed it to me when they were in the finals. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. So I started watching it. And I liked it. It was just like it's up. I liked it because it was like up tempo the whole time, like going back and forth, fucking smashing each other into the wall and shit.
So you know the Kings actually winning in 2012 and this year is probably great for them. You know, it brings out a new market.
It solidifies a franchise.
More fans and more people into it.
Yeah, it solidifies it. You know that's really great, Brandon. And you know I like to think. I'm looking for guys like you. I'm looking for people to tune on. You know, one of the people I have to really thank is Joe Cronin's fans who showed up for me, especially in the last 2 months, big time promoting. Maybe hockey's not their biggest thing. Maybe it's football. Maybe it's wrestling. But guys like you, and I know you've been sending me some of your artwork and stuff and hockey artwork.
Brandon, are you in LA?
Yeah.
Are you setting anything on fire?
Yeah.
We lit some fireworks off, and then we heard some gunshots.
That was on Crenshaw. That was just happening. Just anyway. It doesn't have anything to do
could you go pop some caps outside and then yell "Shot from the point, bitches"?
Yeah.
It busted your chops.
I'm just waiting for people to tip over some cars.
Yeah. It wouldn't be an LA championship.
Get some buses on fire.
I'm just kidding, brother. You better be good. You want to enjoy other Stanley Cups too, so don't do anything stupid. I was just kidding. Hence you do that. Hey, you know what I'm really proud of, Brennan? I'm glad you came over. I'm glad you came over from Joe, and that means a lot to me. And I hope you stick with me next year, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, I hope you do, because
insight as a Kings fan on how.
It'd be funny, and if you really get into the game, you want to learn something, always text me. I'll teach you stuff. And congratulations, and have a great time, and go party and enjoy. All right, brother.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't really know hockey. Hello?
I will teach you. I will show you the way. I am your kung fu master. You grasshopper, I will teach you. You stick with me.
Brandon, do
teach you how to make girls come too.
Yeah.
Do you have a Xbox or PS3? Go get NHL 14.
I'll get Jake on that thing. Brendan, I want to take some other calls if I possibly can, but thank you so much, man. You've been really loyal.
Tell me,
yeah.
what size are you?
What size am I for what?
get you
A Kings jersey?
a King shirt.
I'm like I'm a double X, but I mean, unless you have money, don't send me anything because it's really gonna be expensive.
I want to send it to you so you can wear it, so you can wear it on your show.
You send me a Kings jersey, I'll be proud to wear it on my show. I've worn other hockey teams too.
I'm gonna send you a Jake Link jersey.
The only thing I ain't wearing those fucking Devil jerseys, and I ain't wearing no Islander jerseys, and I'm not wearing any modern Pittsburgh jersey. Give me a Mary Lemieux, I might wear it. That's about it. Hey, Brendan, thanks so much, man.
All right.
Thanks, brother. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye. Isn't that great? Doesn't it make you feel good, Joe Cronin? Joe?
What was that? I'm still here, yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing. Doesn't it feel good that, I think what we did this year is, and you're obviously a big part of this too, is like we converted hockey fans. We made hockey fans this year, and that's like, I don't know, it kind of means a lot to me.
Fans, we brought some of them out of the closet too that were in here anyway. And we also found out tonight that Skype has some kind of problem universally.
Yeah, Spike has some serious problems.
I was able to come in because I joined the group.
Yeah.
Because it's allowed to do that. But you can't just take on people anymore. Something is wrong, and there's no information anywhere on it right now, and I'm very confused.
But I took on other people before. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like it's almost happened like in
No, you can have 3 people. It's like up to 3 people or something like that. It's up to 2 people. So you had Jake, you had Troy. And it works once in a while for me too. Remember, I could get in with my phone at random times, and then all of a sudden it wasn't working. So it's I don't know what the word is. I can't think of words right now because I'm drunk.
Again,
I'm not drunk, but I'm drinking.
And you better do this quick. It's okay. It's okay. It's the weekend. You better do this quick. You want to call us? You want to give us an opinion? We just heard from LA Kings fan, a very happy LA Kings fan, who's about to rob a liquor store. We told him not to, so if he does, it's not on me.
Go throw a brick through a Best Buy.
Yeah, throw a biscuit. Yeah, and actually wrap it up in paper, right? Kings, bitch.
Yeah, and the shot from the point logo.
Yeah, and the shot from the point logo.
All kinds of girls who come from other states and cities are having sex tonight with their LA Kings jerseys that they just became fans.
I'll tell you one thing. I bet right now in another week you're gonna hear about reports about the use of U-porn just went up in New York and the tri-state area.
Use of Jack Daniels. Jeez.
The use of Jack Daniels.
I wonder how many people died. There's got to be one guy. That fucking guy. He was all pumped up. He forgot his friggin' heart medication, and then his old lady comes in because she went to bed after the 3rd period. Tell me how it goes, and she's gonna wake up tomorrow, and her old man's gonna be on the floor. And what do you do?
He's dead because he watched the
and
Rangers
then
game.
They're gonna have to end fighting.
Tell me how it goes, honey. I'll be going to bed now. While he's downstairs convulsing. I could see that happening, especially to me. I could see that. You know who I could really see that happening with?
What's up?
Was the Red Sox fans back in the 2000s. When they especially 2003 when they lost. Like that's it for the 80-year-old guy who's never seen it. He just finally that's it.
They just pulled the plug on the last out.
LA Kings. How about with the celebration when the dude scored? When Martinez scored, he. It's so funny to watch it in slow motion because it's like the same thing that every person does when they score the goal to end the game in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Just they leave their feet.
Like their whole body just catches fire and flame. It's like they just won the Publishers Clearinghouse.
It's like NHL hits.
I would like to see somebody score the game-winning goal and just go meh and just skid away.
That's another thing.
From their shoulders.
Point out to a guy like Brandon. You got to see a Stanley Cup winning goal. They're not that common. Claude Giroux hit one 4 years ago. Oh, not Claude Giroux. Patrick Kane hit one 4 years ago.
That's a good point.
These are not common goals. You don't see them very often, and this is why
I got to see one
so
with
special.
my team.
I'm glad I can hold my shit together.
It's like a walk-off home run in the World Series. I mean, that's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
An OT game, goal that ends it. Normally, it's a goal, and then they end up winning. But it's not the final thing that happens.
Yeah.
So for the goal that happened tonight, it was just extra exciting. Probably not to you, but for the people watching the game who had no sides, or the LA Kings fans, of course, probably jizzing all over the place. Even the Bruins, when they won theirs, on my comparison to my team going to the Cup, I mean, we were up 3-0 or something, and the thing ended. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
I mean, the series was great up until that last game.
Well, I remember the Devils won it in 05, the first one, and they had just crushed the Red. It was, I think they were up 3 or 5-1, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Jake? You probably remember.
We in 2000 we actually won it in Game 6 in overtime with Jason Arnott goal.
Yeah,
Jason. But I remember there was just like slow tick down. It was obvious the game was won early in the third.
That was
just that was 95.
95.
Yeah.
We won.
I was angry about the 2000.
By the way, I don't know if you ever noticed this when you're playing online. There's a glitch on the NHL 14. It says, and the New Jersey Devils won the Stanley Cup in 2012 for their 4th in franchise history.
Hey, Joe, get this. Get this. I got a message on Skype here. If you call blank number, your current call will be put on hold. Why would that be? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if Skype has changed something with the premium.
I'm thinking they did too.
Hey guys, I'm gonna get going. I'm just gonna do my thank yous. I gotta get to bed.
All right, do your thank yous, but make sure you leave it on. So I could make sure you leave the thing on so you can hear me. All right, because I got some things to say about ending and what have you. And I
all right.
hope you get that.
First off, I want to thank my wife first off for just being very supportive and changing around their schedule and making sure I'm home by 4:00 on Sunday, and and just being a good team player, allowing me to like letting me stay up till fucking 2:00 in the morning to talk hockey. And I got to be up at 6. I want to thank Joe Cronin, obviously. I want to thank Troy. I want to thank them. I want to thank everyone that's listening. I want to thank all of our fans, all the people that have shared the show, everybody that we've gotten to like in the Facebook page, my family and stuff for listening in, for contributing. Tommy, and it lasts off Tommy and Andy,
Absolutely. I could not.
Who's got the gun to your head right now?
No, I think this. We do this every year. We do the thank yous every year. That's like our thing. You were here last year when we did it.
Yeah.
You did the thank yous.
I know. I believed everything except when you thank the fans. I just don't.
No, I
listen to you, Mr. 7,000 subscribers.
I think all 10 of you.
You ought to get on your hands and knees and kiss their ass.
Joe, especially you. I mean, you've really helped us get this show off the ground, and the things you've done is just phenomenal, and the things you're still doing for us.
And I couldn't agree with that more. And like I said, I was going to get it. Well, Jake, we just wrapped up another season.
Yeah, and thank you for flipping out on Jerome McGinley.
That was
I take back almost all the negative things I said about you.
It is funny to go back and listen to that.
I feel like I listen to it sometimes. I'm like, I'm such an asshole.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going for in the thing.
Like, I didn't even. I was like, we're like, I talk to you once or twice every week, about hockey and shit, and to Facebook. I'm like, I didn't think I'd ever be friends with this lunatic.
You got trolled, you dope.
Yeah,
you got trolled. Yep. I don't know what's wrong with Skype. It's too bad, man. We got a real opportunity to kind of like connect with people, and I'd like to put what's his name back on, but I don't think I can do it without putting everybody on hold.
I just want to say good night, guys. I'll see you guys in the summer. Keep up.
See you summer.
Yep. Keep up on the page, and I'll see you guys later.
Take care of yourself, Jake. Thanks for everything you do, and make sure you leave the show on before we end it. All right.
All right, I'll try. I'm fucking beat.
All right, go. Well, then listen to the more.
I will listen to it.
Do it, bros. And I love you guys. I love listening to you. That's why I started listening to you guys. As soon as you fucking played my thing.
It really took off in the right way, and it just worked. And who would have known? With everybody all over and everybody's circumstances, me being over here, kind of getting stuck out here after smartly getting married and having a kid, and then Broad walked out on me, and then Jake's I was very close friends with his brother-in-law, and then we run into you because of Jerome McGlinna. It's been really it's been a fun, no matter where it goes, it's been a really, really fun story, really fun story. And I guess we're not going to get any more calls coming in. I guess the line's kind of cold right now. Like I said, we lost Joe Cronin, and this is the way this has kind of been going. There's been There's been kind of a weird thing going on here. So let's see if we can get him back on the line because I don't want to be alone. And I'm going to see if I can get... Yeah, I think that's it. You back on, bud? I don't know what's going on.
Back, yeah.
Now's the time to call, guys, really, because we probably got it straight now because I cleared the ranks and what have you.
I think you're allowed to have 3 maybe, or two call, maybe 2, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it, everybody. I think that's the end of the season, and we always do plugs at the end of the season. Of course, this time we did thank yous, but I have some serious thank yous, not just to Joe, but to a lot of other people, and then we're gonna end it like this. First of all, before you do anything, I want you to go to www.faceoffwithcancer.org. Something I promised to do on the Shot from the Point Facebook page. By the way, we have one. Go like it. We got memes. We got lots of stuff going on and what have you. We got show schedules. This particular show is ending until next season, but we have a lot of other shows like Epic 3. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. So, Face Off. www.faceoffwithcancer. Check that out. I got this guy from Rob Stats. He's one of Jake's friends. These guys are raising money, and it's really easy to do. You just go on and kind of send money in to help fight cancer, because I know Jake's family's been touched by cancer, and there's probably, I can't imagine anybody listening to this right now doesn't have some kind of cancer tragedy. So I mean, if you got a little extra cash, I highly recommend you check that. All right, who I want to thank. First of all, I want to thank the listeners. That's first and foremost. Special listeners like Brandon, Terry, DB Cooper, who just come on, Isaiah. It's really overwhelming to hear from you and what have you. No one's doing this for money. We're trying to create a community. We hope you stick around for next season. I especially got to thank Joe Cronin's fan. I know I got introduced to them by some dopey calls on his wrestling show, and then we did, of course, monetize this. Joe Cronin's fans have been so supportive of me for no other reason to do it. Some of them aren't even hockey fans, but they just kind of hanging around because I think they get what me and Joe are kind of about and we're up to. So I have to thank Joe Cronin's fan. Also like to thank the Danish Ranger out of Denmark. He was the guy that kind of got our Shot from the Point and Other Crap Facebook page. That's right, Shot from the Point and Other Crap. It'll complete. Like us. That's how you stay in contact with us, especially during the off season. Which, by the way, again, we have material coming out this off season, just not this particular show. Lots of good stuff. The next person I would like to thank is Troy. Troy has he's been on the show a few times, but he's been like really giving us a great analysis to bring another aspect of the show. Jake's a comedian, and Troy he's a very smart guy, and he's got a real quick wit. He can be funny, but he's able to kind of break down games in a very professional manner, and I think it gave this channel a very new dynamic. I hope to continue. Troy's going through some rough times right now as far as with employment's concerned, but I will support him either morally or any way I can. And it kind of worked out that things didn't work out for him, and I was so lucky to have him. But even if he gets a job real soon and we don't get to work together like we did, I'd like to continue it as much as it doesn't interfere with your schedule, and I do really appreciate that. The other person would be Jesse J, our sort of media guy, who's always tweeting, always getting the word out, always coming in. Guy doesn't even like sports, but he connected with me, Joe, and Jake, and now he's actually broadcasting now, which we're bringing this guy to broadcasting. Jesse he got a really shitty hand in life as far as he has without going into it, he's got mass disabilities, and it's tough. He can't work, so he spends a lot of time in the net. And we've talked about this before. Like, sometimes when people get hurt, it changes their personality or they make them kind of hard to be around. Not Jesse. Jesse's like one of the guys, one of the dudes, and I want to support. And I got to tell you, more than any other listener, whether you like hockey or not, and everybody, Jesse, you inspire me so much to kind of get up and do things. And when I want to sit there and bitch about my life, I look at you and how you're pretty much up. Yeah, I know you have a hard time, but whether you know it or not, or it's overwhelming, you inspire me so much, and I'm so glad you convinced us to monetize this, because I think you're right. I think there's more than something there. Of course, John Freeman called before. JohnFreemanMusic.com. He's one of the big point men. He's one of the original point men, and he does it. So I check it out. If you want to start your own podcast, this guy can write you music, and I know I make fun of him a lot and stuff, but if you go in and give him an idea, he's got that good ear, and he can give you a couple samples of his work, and you can have your own music on YouTube. I mean, how fucking great is that? Or on a podcast or what have you. That's pretty freaking awesome. So please check out JohnFreeMusic.com. He's really a great friend. And to my partner right here, you, Joe. I've got a really great hobby because of you, and no one is better at giving me, I think, in my life, constructive criticism. When you took me aside, told me how to mark things and what have you. I know I don't always listen to you, but I always get around to it. The stuff that you've told me, and because your experience with Stickam and now a very successful YouTube channel, I just couldn't be happier to be a part of the whole Joe Cronin universe. And I'm glad that the Shot from the Point's got a little attachment to that. So thank you very much, man. It means a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, that's cool.
No, it really means a lot to me, and what have you. God, I can't believe it's over already. I feel like we just did this a couple months ago. I mean,
we
unbelievable.
were just here.
Yeah,
I was just crying.
Yeah.
Last
What's
year.
that? What's that?
We both had our hearts broken back to back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's almost fitting, isn't it?
It's sadistic.
And now next year the Devils will win the cup.
Yeah. Oh God. That would be. Then you see me act with class and dignity. I'll act a lot differently then, and what have you.
Cool.
Well, I wouldn't say last person, but to my line mate, to my man lover, none other than legendary Jake Link, who sacrifices his time to kind of entertain me when I'm so far from home and try to put this little show together. Jake Link had a tragedy. His wife had his second miscarriage, and he somehow found it, and he was not obligated to by any means to take care of what he had to take care of home, because you got to take a measure, and show up on time to do a real big interview for us with Harrison Mooney. That's the kind of line mate you want, you know. That's the kind of guy you want, the guy that can balance it at home, because if I thought for a minute that he was going to hurt, I wouldn't have allowed him to do it. But it turned out that it was kind of therapeutic and what have you. Just kind of get up, and that's the key to life. You get up. Going through something is like a miscarriage is so frustrating, especially when you want to be a dad so bad, and that's why I appreciate what I dad. But I think that's going to happen one day. We'll probably end up losing him when he finally does have the baby. But I think that's a real testament. That is a real testament to him and his line mate. And of course, last but not least, I have to thank my wife, my very new wife. We've only been married about a month now, and you hear guys say this a lot. I am so lost without you. Well, in my case, that's not bullshit. I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's ass. My wife saved me from being removed from this country. Had I been removed from this country, my daughter would not have a father, and I would have never gotten the chance to be a father above the age of a 2-year-old. And for almost 3 years now, and my 4 years fighting after we got the rug pulled out from under us, and continue to fight in courts of law where there's a bit of a language barrier for me. There is no person on earth that I would rather spend the rest of my life in. And it's not just like a stupid broadcast. Yeah, she does kind of let me. She looks the other way, sort of like Jake's wife does. But it's not just this. It's everything, and it's not bullshit. It's not me sucking up. It's just a fact. No Shot from the Point, no daughter, no nothing. That's it. It's back to New Jersey, living with my parents in my 30s and trying to get a government job. That's the difference. And it's great to have a line mate, but somebody that could think that's who you want to drop dead with. That's who you want.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of person I went. And you know what? My daughter is sleeping in the other room right now. It's the first time I ever did a show with her here, because I usually just shut everything down when she comes. But my daughter's in the other room right now. We're about to go swimming in a couple hours, and it is all because of you. People that weren't real happy with our relationship, we saw through it. We have outside forces that interfere with my relationship with my daughter, which hurts her. She still through it. That's Andrea Callanan, and I'm very, very proud to call you my wife. And that's pretty much it, Joe Cronin.
Well, until next season and all the shenanigans that remain for the summer for us.
Yeah, and that brings us this. If you're a wrestling fan and you want to continue to find this, I'd call the Joe Cronin Shot from the Point universe, you got to check out Joe Cronin, the Joe Cronin Show. YouTube.com/Joe Cronin Show. You also can check out Joe Cronin Show on Twitter. Yeah. And if you do that, you can kick this great guy talk show. I guess guy talk, yeah, because we talk about our feelings and when girls rejected us, and we tell you how it depends, or what is that called?
Call the police on us.
Yeah. So you want to listen to Monetize This? It's a great show. You see it right there. Probably the funniest damn show on the internet. It's a little secret. It's a hidden gem on the Joe Cronin show. So go over there and sub Joe Cronin right now. Wrestling and goofballs. And of course, I can't. I have to plug JohnFreemanMusic.com. Please check out JohnFreemanMusic.com. He has been spectacular. Listen, you listen the first time. Here's the thing. If you listen the first time, we got Epic 3 coming out. It's a hockey video show that's coming out, right? We're going to be throwing flashbacks of this past season. The only show that's going on hold till next year is Shot from the Point Live, and that's the show you're listening to now. We upload highlights. Sometimes we edit videos. It's really funny. This is a fans show made by fans. The show that, if you're sick of elitist douchebags and people that know better than you and they stub their nose at you when you tweet them on Twitter just because you disagree with them, this is the place for you. This is why I created this. This is why I want a place to talk about hockey where people don't make you feel like shit because you don't have a goddamn PhD. And that's what this is about. That was about at the beginning, and we fight the forces of evil every fucking week. Even Joe started fighting the wrestling forces of evil. I like to take some credit for that, right? With that guy Williams.
Oh, you should take credit.
Yeah, and he started.
Take it to the bank.
We fight this because you know what? At the end of the day, it's just a game. You don't have to have a PhD to talk about it. And sometimes fans look at things a little better than those guys do because they probably actually put on skates. And they probably have a little more insight than guys that got picked last in gym. This place is for you. You like it? Sub us. Sub us right now. Hit that goddamn button. Hit the like button. Stick the thumb up my ass, as Joe says. Actually, maybe stick the thumb up Joe's ass. I'm okay. But you know what I mean. So stick that thumb up. Also, catch us on Google+. Google+ is growing. So we can let you know about shows and things of that nature and videos and stuff like that. And Shot from the Point and other crap. Memes, all sorts of other stuff. You're a creative person, you let me know. If you're a broadcaster, if you're a writer, we want to grow this stuff. Please let me know. Talk to me on Twitter. Tommy C, SFTV. Talk to me on Twitter. I'm actually pretty funny to follow because I attack. Also, check out Ryan Lampert's hair. Ryan Lampert, the great reporter for Puck Daddy, his hair is leaving him slowly, and a lot of it's on Twitter. So just go over there and hit Ryan Lampert's hair if you want to see how Ryan Lampert and his hair interact from time to time. Joe Cronin, that's it. Thanks for sticking with me.
Thank you.
And I hope to see everybody next year. I hope you hang in there. We're not done, so you can sub us. You're going to get material. You're going to get news reports from me. I'm going to do updates. We're going to do summer shows, but the regular weekly program is going to. I need a break, and I need to get my legal situation straight so I don't get thrown out of this damn country. That's Shot from the Point Live. Anything else to say, Joe, before you go?
No, I'm nothing.
Nothing.
And hopefully when we come back next year, we'll have these Skype problems figured
ironed out. Or we get a new, I was looking into other communication softwares.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to have to be what happens. I'm on the phone. I'm on Skype chat live right now with a rep, actually.
Oh, we'll get to that
Trying
right
to
now.
get to the bottom of this piss and vinegar. LA Kings, hey, they're the Stanley Cup champions. Rangers never thought they would get there, and they never gave up. Even in defeat, it was just an epic.
It was. You know, I tell you something. Real quick on hockey, and then we'll go. One of the things that this made this series so great because you had two teams, and you don't see this too often, that were very, very similar in their resilience. You know, they talked about LA King resilience. Of course, they were so resilient they won the cup. But no two teams in my life were so much. That's why so many of these games went to overtime. That's why it was so close, because they never, ever quit. And I like the symbolism of that. I think that means something. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to the 2014, the most badass hockey podcast in all the known land. Thank you for listening to Shot from the Point Live. See you later, bitches. Anything else?
I hate hockey and I don't like kids.
Oh, hey, Coach Bombay. Calm down, man. Jeez.